Hey all you people, and welcome back into another episode of the Emerald Randomizer Softlocke. The first order of business is that I reviewed the footage, and Grenda is coming onto the team. Grenda fanned before Pipe in the Brawly battle, so I had that order in the box mixed up. The second order of business is that I may have messed up. I recorded this full episode, and I used my laptop to do the wheel spin recording so that I could have like a live reaction while I had NCAA 14 up on my computer. So I forgot to turn my microphone back on. So I recorded this whole episode with my live commentary and all, and I forgot to hit the record button or hit the microphone button to turn the slider that turns it back up. So yeah, this is gonna be a post commentary, which is unfortunate, but oh well. So yeah, we are going to the goal for this episode when I set out was to get through the route under Cycling Road, to go through the fight with May, and hopefully finish out with Watson. Of course, as soon as we try to train Carlos, we are faced with a Kingdra. And I noticed that we do not actually have really anything that good to deal with. Water types and stuff. I was looking it up. Natasha, I don't think learns a single grass type move as a Nuzleaf. And it doesn't learn a single move, period, once it evolves into Shiftry. So we are going to have to find TMs if we want Natasha to do anything. And then Tater only has Vine Whip, which has 10 PP. So we are very limited in our grass type, and we don't have any electric types or anything. So we are very limited whenever we try to deal with grass types. Yeah. Honestly, post commentating is a lot harder. Because, like, at least when I am live recording, I could just kind of react more easily. Like, oh, hey, a Kingdra and then a Flygon. Whoa, that is an insane fight. But the issue is I already know that that's coming because I already played this. Because one of my thoughts was going to be, do I just go... Because I made a save state after I went to Slateport. I make a save state after every episode, just as a precaution in case if my game actually corrupts and so that I don't lose a ton of progress. But half of the fun of the randomizer is I don't know what's coming. So if I reloaded that save state, I would know exactly what was ahead of me. I would know that Kingdra and that Flygon was there. I would know what happens in the May fight. I would know what happens on the rest of the route here. Oh, actually, now that I'm watching this, because this is actually kind of important for me to watch. I didn't think about this. Okay. Hold on, sorry. I am going to go back and look at something. Also, the fact that I was looking up Carlos too. He doesn't learn any ground type moves ever outside of TM, and Donphan doesn't learn any until level 49, and that's the only one it learns, which is Earthquake, obviously at that point. But so we have two Pokemon that don't learn any moves of their type naturally on our team, and I just have no idea what to do about that, because obviously I try my best to not cause intentional feints. Like, am I an idiot in how I play? Yes, that's why I'm not doing a true Nuzlocke, I'm doing a Softlocke. But at the same time, I don't know how viable my team is actually going to be when I have two Pokemon that don't have any stab moves ever. Oh yeah, we have the May fight. This is an interesting fight. I feel like spoilers, but I feel like we got kind of lucky here. We start off with a jump bluff, and yes, we had Grenda up front, and I did try to actually like fight the jump bluff with Grenda for a little bit. That plan is not the best of plans when it's one level higher and you're paralyzed. So I looked at Eileen, realized that Eileen doesn't have any stab either. She only has water, which is unfortunate. But we send out Zane. The issue I remember talking about when I recorded is that Zane. Oh, I forgot about that poison powder. I was very concerned about that in the moment. The issue with Zane is that he is now getting very over leveled comparative to the rest of the party. Which I don't like. I'd prefer the party to be all around the same level. Like, he was 7 levels higher than Eileen there, which granted Eileen was brought onto a team. Oh yeah, and here's why I was saying it was a very nice randomization. As we can see, the type is grass, and we have Zane out there right now. That is why it was very nice. And actually, we will get to see that she has evolved her Trico into a Grovyle. So that's at least nice. I forget if you actually get to see a final evolution against your rival in this game. I don't think you do. Maybe you do. Off the top of my head, I actually do not know. But yeah, having to face off against a mono grass type team, very nice, especially when Zane's out front. But it is also contributing to the fact that he's over leveled. But yeah, I think part of our issue, now that I'm thinking more about it, is that Carlos and Natasha can't learn anything besides normal type moves, really. So yeah. Oh, so Grenda is in a fight here. What am I talking about? Oh, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So, I messed up, as I know because I just reviewed the footage. We just went past it. This is still the same route as where we caught Calvert. So, spoilers for what's about to happen in about like, hopefully it's less than a minute. Did I seriously battle this Marowak for longer than that? I remember turning the speed up, so that we could just lick it or something. No? Okay, I guess we switched to Natasha. For some reason I thought that we just licked a ton with Grenda. But yeah, I was under the impression that this was a different route than where we caught Calvert. So this technically, I thought that this was the first encounter of the route. It was not. I do not remember this battle taking this long. I thought that I thought I sped it up from almost the beginning. Like, okay, there we go. There's the speed up. Okay, and there we just start clicking pound over and over and over as Marowak keeps growling and tail whipping. I forgot that almost happened. But we throw a Pokeball, and normally you would have my stun silence while the Pokeball's out. But I know it catches, and now I know that is a null and void catch. So I'm going to put, I think I named her Mary. I'm going to put her away into a different box, outside of the queue, and then we can, I mean, she's gonna be like outside the queue. I feel bad releasing a Pokemon ever, so like it's not technically a graveyard box, but it's like the effective one that you would do for a true Nuzlocke. So yeah, that Marowak is null and void. She is not part of the rotation because I thought that was a different route than where we caught Calvert. So yeah, unfortunate, but because that would have actually been a ground type I wanted to use too. I'm pretty sure I commented on that, like, oh, we have a ground type that actually has ground type moves finally. But at least we got some training up for Eileen on that one. Giving Eileen the EXP share has been very nice, actually. Seeing the volume tick up is really funny because I know it means nothing now that I'm recording over it, but I was like, alright, I gotta like keep the volume balanced like I always do so that there's not an issue where I'm too loud or too quiet comparative to the game. But obviously I cannot really affect that right now because the volume was off as I recorded the whole thing. I'm still very upset because I feel like I had like one or two really dumb jokes that I made that I was laughing so hard at, and I really wish that I got them on recording because they were some of the dumbest things I've ever said. Oh god, I remembered the rest of this fight. Yeah, this is part of the concern of randomization, is that you have stuff like a Kingdra and a Flygon, and then I'm blanking on what the second one here is, but a Salamence and something else. So my logic was like, all right, get everything I can that will slowly eke away at its health, so that we can just get rid of it, because we have absolutely nothing that could deal with a Salamence. Like, normally we have little to deal with most types. That was a Vine Whip, that was one of our strongest moves, and that's all it did to that Salamence. Like, this was a fight where I was just saying here, we need to get through this as quickly as possible because we are doing no damage, and I don't understand why the randomization seems to hate us. There was a Crobat that we had to deal with for the very first trainer. Yeah, we had to deal with that Crobat on the very first trainer. We just had to deal with a trainer that had a Kingdra and a Flygon. Now a Salamence that still won't die. Like, the randomization hates us for the most part, is what it feels like. I kind of wish I had saved a log of the randomization, because that's an option that you can do, just to look over it after the fact. Right, that was only a one Pokemon. That's right, okay. Because I remember it was the Kingdra and the Flygon that was the two that I was very concerned about. For some reason I thought that she had two, and it was Salamence and a Dragonite, but I don't know, I guess I misremembered that. Okay, I remember the joke I made. Delibird uses present. These presents really are gonna start to fuck us up more and more as this goes on. And really, the only logical explanation I have is that we just got a shit ton of coal as our presents this year, because that's what it feels like fighting this Delibird. Oh, it did finally miss one, okay. But that's what it felt like the entire time we were fighting that Delibird, because normally, like, I don't know the exact chance, but you have a decent chance to get healed, I feel, every time I've used present. It did not heal us, it just kept hitting us harder and harder. But yeah, I was sitting there for, I think, like, the next, 30 seconds, just laughing at that stupid joke the entire time. I will say, looking at the timestamps now, it felt like we were going a lot slower when I originally was filming, because normally I have a timer up next to me so I can see how long the episode has roughly been. I try to aim it in that 30 to 40 minute range. If it's a bit longer, I don't mind, but it feels like we got here far quicker than it felt as I was actively recording it. Oh yeah, I remembered as I was recording, I was talking about the fact that I don't think I've ever said Verdanturf out loud. Like, obviously we're here to fight Wally, and he and his dad, or his uncle, aw, uncle, please, I want to challenge this gym, please, Now hold on, since you started living with Pokemon, you've grown quite a lot stronger. But don't you think you're pushing it to suddenly challenge a gym? And I'm not pushing it. If I combine forces with Ralts, we can beat anyone. Yeah, you don't have a Ralts, kid. Wally does not count in the randomizer as a rival. So every time we face Wally, he will come at us with a completely different team. But also, why would you start on Watson's gym? Dugong, forgot about that. But why would you start on Watson's gym? Of all the gyms to start on, Watson is not the gym to start on. Like, start on a Flannery even. Cause like, in Pokemon Origins or whatever it was, Generations, something like that, whichever follows Red and Blue in like a 6-episode miniseries, I forgot that Tater gets messed up by Dugong. In that miniseries, it's just as stressful watching it the second time. But in that miniseries, Brock asks Red how many gym badges he has. So like the gym matches accordingly to how many gym badges you already have, so that you can, in theory, do them in any order, which is a cool thing. But why would you go for Watson? Watson's always one of the biggest pains. I always have issues with him. Like, he's just one of the biggest problems every time I have an Emerald playthrough, is I get stuck on Watson and his stupid Manectric. Oh yeah, backtracking a little bit, my strategy was Dugong is ice water. So I was gonna send in Tater and just Vine Whip it to death. Because my logic was, alright, I send in Tater, yes, ice is super effective, but it's gotta have water type moves. If I send in Zane, then it's normal effect, but then also my attacks are normal effect. So that was my logic of sending Tater in first. Clearly it didn't work. I think there was also like the subconscious of, I want to stop making Zane so overpowered comparatively. But yeah, they're going to Verdanturf, a town name I have never said until I was actually recording. I feel like that I always called it like Veranturf or Verandurf or something like that, because I just never had to actually say it. So I always said it or thought it in like the weirdest way possible, because I can't remember if they go there in the anime. But even though I was like bored after probably I should have been watching it, I remember watching a lot more of the Indigo League than the Hoenn ones. Advanced Battle. I feel like I watched Battle Frontier a little, and then Diamond and Pearls when I really started watching. But yeah, I never remember actually hearing it said, alright, we're doing gym scouting. What type is the gym? I think I'm debating with myself whether I take it as a double or take it as a single. I'm telling a story. I know exactly what story I'm telling. I did a different randomizer for this game like 3 months ago because I love this game. It's the first Pokemon game I played. It's my favorite Pokemon game. I was telling the story about how when I faced Glacia, her team already is like 2 Dugongs, 2 Celios, and a Walrein or something like that. It's something very samey. And so I show up in the randomization and she sends out a Dugong. And I'm like, okay, so you're either water or ice. And then she sends out a Celio. I'm like, okay, so you're still either water or ice. She sends out another Dugong. Okay, you're still water or ice. She sends out another Celio. And I'm just like, are you water or are you ice? And then finally her last Pokemon's a Glalie. And like, obviously it doesn't matter at that point, but I'm just saying there like laughing at myself like, what type are you? I don't honestly care what type you are at this point for battling you. I just want to know, for randomization purposes, did you get kept as ice or did they just change you very slightly to water? Yes, but starting with a Corsola and going to an Aerodactyl, we have determined that this is a rock type gym. Which, for once, I feel like we got good RNG. Um, that obviously was not a good hit to take there, but I think I speed up this fight actually. I will say, of all the random mons that we could possibly run into in a rock type gym, I feel like a rock flying is possibly the worst. Especially because obviously Tater's grass. That if that's a shock to anybody, I don't know how. Forgot about that. Terrifying bite or crunch. I honestly didn't read it. I saw the animation and remembered what happened. Bite. Okay. But having Eileen, which is flying bug, is already not good to deal with rock types. Even though she has bubble, the types that she is not helpful. And Natasha obviously doesn't have a grass type move, so there's not as much that we can do there either. I don't know why it keeps using bite here. Like, it makes no sense to me. I think do I not speed this up? Do I just sit here and swift it a couple times without speeding it up? This sounds really dumb of me, because I know what happens. It gets swifted to death because it uses agility there. But, like, why does it not use wing attack? And why did I not speed this up? Like, I don't know why. Quite honestly. I don't know, I feel like watching it back, because, like, obviously I watch it back with my live commentary, but as I'm here, like, post-commentating, it feels like I should have been speeding these things up a lot more. I guess that's because I have to actually, like, talk over it knowing what happens as opposed to not knowing. But yeah, so we fight that guy. We now know that is a rock type gym, which is a good piece of advice for us to keep on hand as we move forward and fight try to fight the gym. I will say, I'm standing here a long time. I don't remember why I'm standing here. I think this may be actually when I looked up those movesets and stuff. I thought I did that in fights, but yeah. I discovered that Nuzleaf learns a single dark type move. It doesn't learn a single grass type move. And then Shiftry doesn't learn any moves after level 1. Like, it learns the 4 moves that we have at level 1, those are the only 4 moves that Shiftry actually learns. Which is wild. And then I looked, and then obviously Fampy doesn't learn anything and Dothvan learns 1. I've tried using Fampies in actual multiple randomizers, but they're just they never feel good enough to include, which I feel bad about because I actually like it as a Pokemon. I like the design, like the idea I get. Like, it's just a ground elephant. Like, it's not like it's an astounding idea, but I like the design and stuff, and I've tried using one multiple times, but after looking up that moveset, it makes a lot more sense why I am never able to use it. I will oh hey, Lord Helix. Running into Lord Helix is always a nice thing to see. Sorry, I'm responding to a text. That took me a lot longer than I anticipated to respond to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The other issue of Bug fly or rock flying and rock bug actually was another annoying one because Vine Whip does that, and so like we either switch to Eileen, which has a chance of getting messed up by a rock type move. Always kind of have to sit here and Vine Whip it until something happens, neither of which I am a big fan of doing, and that's where I hit the speed up button because I am annoyed at this Armaldo. I feel completely justified there, but Eileen's up to level 19, which I think that's already 5 levels in this one episode, which is nice. I didn't realize that she leveled up so much. I mean, it is still kind of early. I mean, gym, literally the first or third gym, so it's not like it's too wild for Pokemon to be gaining a ton of levels. Running into a Larvitar is very nice. This because they don't have the Rock Dark yet. They're Rock Ground, so it's a 4 times effective. And yeah, we seem to be getting a ton of good rolls. Getting like Ammonite, Amistar, Corsola. Like we got a lot of Rock Water. We got the 4 times, which I did not anticipate getting. Just based on previous randomization, it has been taking us so long, or it's not been taking us so long, it's been so difficult with the randomization, like 1 or 2 Blazikens with Brawly. Honestly, I don't remember. That's what episode I am not rewatching. I am not going to watch Wilson faint again. And the 2 casualties that we faced just with Brawly. Not dealing with that again. But yeah, I think we had 2 Blazikens there. And just and obviously the Kingdra, the Flygon, the Salamence. We've had a rough time with randomization, so at least these traders were like a nice sigh of relief. Like even this Golem. Yes, it's a Golem, but it's 4 times weak. Like so far the only bad thing has been the Aerodactyl, which anytime you have an Aerodactyl, that's a rough time. So, but yeah, Golem and Rhydon, like we rolled pretty well. Got a lot of Rock Waters, a lot of Rock Grounds, so we got those 4 times. I was really concerned when I came in that we were going to be underleveled and just get booted basically off the bat. But so far that has not happened. I am at this point I was very I don't know, like I'm not sure the word I'm looking for. Like excited isn't the right word. Confident? Yeah, I guess confident's the right word because we were getting pretty good rolls. And either way, Rock and Ground has a lot of crossover, so even if it was not like good luck because we had infinite chances basically, it was still very nice to have an easier time fighting something besides the previous episode and then the first half of this episode. Like not even the first half, because like May wasn't hard. She had 3 grass types which Zane could go in and deal with. But like the Kingdra, the Flygon, the Salamence, as I've said, just 3 heavy hitters back to back to back is not that fun to deal with. But yeah, I remember as I was walking up the cycling road route, I was very concerned, like, oh, how are we going to deal with Watson? I looked up his levels. His ace is a level 24. I was very concerned as to how that was going to go because I was looking at the timer and I was like, all right, I have enough time to face Watson at least once, or I could just go to the daycare and cycle back and forth. And I was like, I'd rather lose to Watson than just immediately go to the daycare, which I don't know, that maybe not the smartest move, but I didn't feel like, because if I did the daycare strategy of leveling, then I would have put them in and had to fight all the trainers along that route, which would have made this episode like an hour, or I would just like fought one or two of the trainers and be like, okay, we're done, peace. So I made the executive decision of we were going to go in and fight Watson. I've given up my plans to convert the city, I have. And so I've put my time into making door traps in my gym. Oh, now what are you doing here? What's that? You say you've gotten past all my rigged doors? Wahaha, now that's amusing. Then I, Watson, the leader of Mauville Gym, shall electrify you. I can't remember what characters I did stupid voices for when I was recording it originally, but there was a couple. The one thing I do enjoy and also hate sometimes... Oh, hey, Shuckle. I forgot about Shuckle. Our best pal, Shuckle. One of the things I like about Emerald and simultaneously hate is that Ruby and Sapphire, a lot of the gyms are fairly easy, but then you get into Emerald and the difficulty ramps up. Randomization obviously changes that a lot. Like, oh yeah, I felt so bad because this is a gym fight and I'm speeding up, but at the same time it's a Shuckle. And that's one use of bubble every time. And I'm pretty sure he heals here. And so I was just saying here, like, I think it took us 7 uses or 6 uses to get down the first time with a crit. And so we're just sitting here bubbling it non-stop because I didn't know what else to do. Because I didn't want to switch in Tater. Because I knew it didn't have a bug type move. But I wanted to like leave it. I wanted to like give Eileen the work. But we have this Aggron come up and I'm like, oh, here we go again. Here comes more bad randomization. We're gonna get screwed over by the randomizer again. It's another Crobat situation, and especially after that Vine Whip, I am terrified. Ugh. I am terrified, but we seed it. We start to set up a bit on our like on our normal capabilities and stuff. Like the normal getting rid of health. Obviously we can't poison powder it, but we have to start going down Vine Whipping it because there's not much else that we can do. But I can't remember. That doesn't kill it, and I panicked because I'm like, ah, shit, he's gonna be able to get the super potion off. We didn't do enough, but I think we had like maybe 1 or 2 HP in the range that Leech Seed killed it, which was so very nice to see. And then he has a Kabuto as his third. Again, very nice. We got another Rock Water. Very happy with the majority of what we had to deal with here. And then we get into his ace, and it's a Corsola. I, for once, got very good RNG, and I was very happy about it. It took us long enough. It took us, what is this, episode 5? It took us 5 episodes to get actually good RNG. But that's okay. It's about time. I was concerned when it ate that he would super potion, and also the fact of recover on a Corsola. This became a problem. I forgot because it does that, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna finish the setup. I'm gonna poison it. I'm gonna leech seed it. Everything I can to get as much health out of it as possible every turn. Because if it's just gonna sit here and it's gonna recover, we need to have a counter strategy so that we are not here for 30 minutes fighting the stupid level 24 Corsola. But that was what I thought. Even now I thought that was where it ended. I forgot that recovered there, but as it did that recover, I remember now I'm saying here, oh no, it's gonna drop into red. And thankfully, it was like just above that threshold of where the gym leader will use a super potion, and so we're able to kill it without him healing the Corsola, and we're able to get the third badge. And Tater gets a second grass type move, so we finally have something besides Vine Whip, so that we can actually not waste our 10 Vine Whips. We have another move we can actually use finally, which very nice. But Watson falls. Ha ha ha, fine, I lost. You ended up giving me a thrill. Take this badge. We beat Watson, we get the Dynamo badge, and he gives us Shockwave, which very nice. And also we can get Rock Smash. I'll probably between episodes I will go and get it from the guy. I think my plan is going to be, I'm gonna do a bit of grinding because obviously we're a little under leveled there between episodes. I am going to record it, but I'm gonna do the same thing as when I grinded before Brawley's gym where Carlos fainted. I'm going to record it, but I'm not gonna put it in unless somebody actually faints. So I'm gonna fight the trainers all to Verdant Turf and stuff, and then on the other side, just so I can clear up that the cycling route for grinding. Yeah. But yeah, I think we were closing on the end of the episode here. It went far better than it has in recent times. It was very nice to have an easier time after all the stuff. And oh yeah, Wally gets his Pokénav. Oh yeah, I was talking about how in Gold and Silver you get the option to say no. And everybody would just say no to every single person. So in this game they're like, yeah, we're not giving you a choice. You have to take the phone numbers from everybody in this one. But yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to tune in for the next one. My post schedule is Minecraft Mondays, Football Wednesdays, Emerald Fridays at this point. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.